Welcome to Cooking Caliente. I'm your host, Sean Taylor, with my co-host, Chef Ed Machado. Chef, ¿cómo está?
Bien, gracias. ¿Y usted, Sean?
I'm doing well. We're going to take you through a journey through Latin cuisine. We're going to tell you some easy ways to cook some traditional recipes and some things that you may not have considered. Well, Chef, what are we going to do today?
We are going to make a very traditional and very nice sandwich here from South Florida called a Cuban sandwich.
Okay, tell me about it a little.
Well, we have a very large immigration population of Cubans here in South Florida, and mind you, that sandwich in Cuba is not called a Cuban sandwich. It's actually called a sándwich mixto.
Okay, so the sandwich is representative of South Florida and the local population.
Right, and sándwich mixto because we use ham, roast pork or lechon asado, and Swiss cheese, mustard, and pickles.
Okay, well I'm picking up on something you said. You've got the carne puerco.
Carne de puerco, yeah.
But there are two different types, but they're both pork.
Absolutely, but it's just the texture and the way they're made. Ham is cured, and this is lechon asado, it's roasted. So there's two different textures, two different flavors there. And with the cheese and the pickles, oh, Dios mío, delicioso.
Okay, I'm looking forward to this. Now, is there a difference in Cuban bread?
Absolutely. This is the Cuban bread. As you can see, it's very similar to a French bread.
Okay.
Right? It has the length and all that. And it's a little bit softer than a French bread.
It looks lighter, like the crust isn't as hard.
Absolutely. It's actually light in color because we are going to press the sandwich in this grill press. And notice that it doesn't have the ridges, so it gives a nice flat look, and we're going to use a lot of butter to make it very flavorful.
So this is good?
Yeah.
Let's get started.
All right. Now, this is how we're going to get started. We're going to cut this Cuban bread in half. And I'm going to try to make it as one long sandwich, because then you can make it for several people at the same time. Now, there are some variations of this sandwich. For example, in Tampa, where there's also a large population of Cubans and Italians, they also add salami to it.
So something that's traditional from home for them.
Absolutely, and it's very cool. Now, the main ingredient inside the sandwich is the mustard. And we use just regular yellow mustard, if I can get it to get out. Yeah, woo! Right there. Hey, why don't you spread the mustard as I put it in the bread? Just spread that right there.
Evenly, okay.
Evenly, yeah, very nice. Just mustard on the inside to give some moisture.
That's a lot of mustard. Right,
it's going to give a lot of flavor to it. Now remember, we're making this one big sandwich.
Big sandwich for everybody.
Right. Great. So now we're going to layer the meat. And we want to be very, very generous. We're going to add the ham first, as you can see.
Is there a Cuban way to do it? Is there a certain style?
Well, you want to be very generous with the meat. Look at how I'm just layering the ham first. You see lots of double slices right there. Because this usually is a quite thick sandwich. Because remember, we're going to flatten on the grill press. So I'm just putting lots of ham right there.
Now you said these items are readily available.
Oh yeah, very easy. Any deli, supermarket deli will have it readily available.
Okay.
All right. Next, we're going to add the pickles. Try to get the pickles already sliced in like for sandwiches, like that. See, this is going to add them.
They're sliced lengthwise instead of
crosswise.
Okay.
Yes. And these are just basic dill or bread and butter pickles. They go very nice in the sandwich. Look at that. We almost used. This is a big sandwich. It's going to be able to feed about 3 or 4 people.
Okay.
Now that we layer the pickles, we're going to add the lechon asado, which is the roast pork. And again, this is quite delicious.
Are there variations of this, like different spices or different flavors, or is it always the same?
Yes. If there are restaurants that they roast their own lechon, and basically it's a green ham. It's the pig's leg that they roast it with orange zest, oregano, and they call it naranja agria, which is a sour type of orange. Or if you can add orange zest and lime zest together, and they will get pretty much the same effect. They marinate the pork, they roast it, and then they chunk it up. But if you don't have the time for that, you can just buy roast pork at any supermarket deli.
That's good to know. That's good to know.
All right, is that looking good?
It's stacking up. It's looking good.
So the next ingredient will be the Swiss cheese. And again, this will add the extra moisture to it.
Now, do they have Swiss cheese in Cuba?
Good question. They do have varieties of cheeses that they use, but obviously because the sandwich, it was created there, they use the cheeses that they make there, and they do make a lot of different cheeses there. But here in Florida, that's the cheese that they chose to make with.
Okay, so it's local.
It is. And Swiss cheese is a mild flavored cheese, and that's why it goes perfect with this. You don't want to use any strong flavored cheese because the flavor they want is actually the lechon asado or the carne de puerco, the meat. All right, look at that. We are ready to go.
Okay.
So now we're going to top with the bread, and then in order to fit in this hot grill, we're going to cut it. But before that, we're going to use some soft butter on the outside. Look at that. That's going to give a lot of flavor. Now,
if somebody has a low cholesterol diet, or can they use a variation of a light butter or olive oil or something?
Olive oil will be perfect. Olive oil would definitely be perfect because it would be, lower, no cholesterol there, although you have the pork in there. But yes, olive oil, or just skip the butter altogether. This, it's a fat.
Okay.
Fat is a lot of flavor.
Somebody's gonna die anyway.
I know. So we want to really enjoy this. So yeah, a little bit of butter will add a lot of flavor. So now we're ready to grill it. Now in order to fit in the grill, we are going to cut into several pieces. And I'm going to cut right here. Now some people eat the sandwich as is. Look how beautiful that layer of meat is.
You can see all the individual layers, different foods.
Right. And but we're going to add that. You can eat as is, or you can have it planchado, which is in la plancha or grill. And it's going to be divine.
Now, how long do you cook it or grill it for?
Until it gets a nice golden color on the outside. So yes, look at that. The grill is doing its job. So there. So I have the grill on high, as you can see, and the butter is just gonna give that nice golden color on the outside. You see here, that's why the bread is very light in color.
Okay. That was interesting.
Yes, it's delicioso. I'm sure you're going to like it.